This episode of the Oh No 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 podcast is sponsored by Dynamic Industrial Services, the rope access specialists. As long-time Raith Rovers supporters, we are very familiar with ropey performances. But if you need a service that's more Sam Stanton than Willie Accio, look no further than DIS. Operating across Scotland, they specialise in working at height, offering maintenance, inspection, repairs and more. So if you've got a problem at a height that even John Fredrickson can't reach, visit dynamicindustrialservices.co.uk to find out more.
Welcome to a special edition of the Oh No 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 podcast. But do not fear, listeners and viewers, this is not a 1 hour eulogy to the famous left back of Raith Rovers, and I haven't led a hostile coup of the team. We are actually looking forward in our own unique way to the runners and riders of the 24-25 Championship season. With me tonight are 5 guys who are going to pick their team that they think could win the league. So with me tonight, Robbie Weir. Robbie, confident?
Yeah, after that draft, I'm quietly confident, knowing that I am the first person that's going to be chosen.
Good to hear that. Blair, how about yourself? Look a bit startled there.
I've got to be honest, like I've just said this before we came on, this has all been going on in a group chat that I have not been reading, so God knows what's going to happen in the next 45 minutes or an hour or whatever it is.
Good,
yeah,
good
feeling very confident, very confident.
Good preparation. Scott, I'm looking for a better sort of Dutch influence on the Championship than we had last year at the Queen's Park, so you the man?
It's muted. We're definitely no rusty about our podcast.
Robin Veldman rides
Listen,
again.
it's pre-season. We've got to dust the cobwebs off it. But I think I'm hoping to do a better version of Robin Veldman anyway. Aye.
Good, glad to hear it. Callum, as the Rhys McCabe of the group, you got high expectations for this tonight?
That's a
Well,
dig.
I do have myself a very detailed shortlist. I made a shortlist of about 50 players, and then I realised, oh shit, I've not named a single Dunfermline player.
There's nothing wrong with that, to be fair. Duncan, unfortunately, the man who's going to be choosing the fifth choice all the way through, not all the way through, that'd make it even worse for the first option. How are you feeling?
Yeah, delighted to be back on and furious that you've had the draw balls in the freezer beforehand and behind closed doors I've been drawn last. It's an outrage, but I will get over it quickly, I'm sure.
Okay, so just to give everyone an idea of what we're doing, this game was developed by my son on the way to the Ross County home playoff game, where we sat and to pass the time, we went through a championship last season 11 by picking one player from each team. You can't pick the same team twice, but you can have 2 Raith Rovers players. So the basis is you're picking a traditional 4-4-2 formation, and that's the premise. 1 player from each of the 9 teams, 2 from Raith Rovers. Once you've picked a player, no one else can pick that player again, and you can't pick 2 players from 1 team unless it's Raith Rovers. So recognised players in recognised positions, goalkeepers, left backs, right backs, centre halves, etc. So the only difficult bit here, and maybe we're bringing it up to speed with VAR, etc., is if you believe a fellow manager has picked a team before or have picked a player that's been used before, you are allowed to challenge them with VAR. As the official for tonight, I'll have a look at it. If you were right and they have been cheating, they'll go back to the bottom of the list for drafting. But if you've called it wrongly, you go to the bottom of the list for drafting. Okay? Pretty simple. Any questions, gentlemen?
Do you have
you
red
just-
and yellow
are
cards?
No, unless you want them.
Are there penalties for abuse of the official?
No.
Good.
'Cause I don't
Robbie,
have the
your head's delighted by that
there's
one.
No, there's no penalties because I don't have the mute button.
We're just going to keep it quick fire when we're going through, so just
Yes.
say the names.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
keep it
one
quick
thing.
fire, or you can talk about how great these guys are. I'm sure we'll have lots of
I
time.
think
when
what
go
we should
through
do
a
is we
Livingston
should-
team.
We should go through, just name your players and then talk about maybe each player a little bit if you want to after we've done the naming.
Yeah, I think that's
Yes.
the thing. The listeners by this
absolutely.
point know how long this has taken us. Whereas right now it's a complete mystery to us. And to be fair, probably worth timestamping it to say it's 8:30 on Thursday night.
Yeah.
So anybody signed after this point, I don't know, just in case Morton have signed Ronaldo first thing tomorrow morning. None of us have picked him for some reason. That'll be why.
David De Gea
And I
rocks
was
up
gonna
at
say,
Firhill and we're all outraging.
With 66 players to pick, I don't think we should spend too long speaking about them all. We'll be here for hours.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen, are we ready?
Yes.
So,
As
as you
I'll
heard
ever be.
Duncan put in the first complaint to the officials, we did draft who goes first. So, for the first choice, Robbie, your goalkeeper, please.
Yeah, I went with Ryan Mullen of Greenock Morton.
Bold.
Good. Morton out the way. Done. I'm not talking about them anymore. Fuck off, Dougie.
That's fair. Blair, goalkeeper.
I'm gonna go Queen's Park early. I'm gonna take Callum Ferry. I've already won, boys. I've already won. Best part-time goalkeeper in Scotland. He's probably full-time as well.
He's definitely full time.
Uh,
You as his manager should know that.
Only thing part-time about them's their stadium
I'll-
use.
I'll tick Livy off and I'll go Shamal George.
Tell us about Shamal George, please. Tell us all about him. What do you know about him, Scott?
He was in my fantasy team in the SPL last season.
By the way, that's good.
How did you get on?
Second in my league. But
Oh, by the way,
Fair play.
It's
We're
good to
fucked.
see a bit of managerial loyalty in here as well. Like that.
is that bonus points?
Duncan, come on then. What
No, no,
diggies
it's
have
me.
you got left to
Next,
pick from?
hold on.
Oh, sorry, Callum.
Thank you.
Duncan was looking at sad puppy dog eyes there going, you can't leave me till the end, so sorry, I got confused.
I'm going with Jamie Snedden.
Of Falkirk.
Yes.
that's a bold move. Early
Yeah.
doors.
I have to tell you, I might have gone last. I'm getting my first pick. Mr. Kevin Dabrowski. In you come.
Some
The only,
sharp necklace, by the way.
no-footed goalkeeper in the Championship. Are you sure?
The best goalkeeper in the Championship. Thank you.
Good play. That's goalies done.
Off to
I
the
am.
bottom of the
On
list
now.
for me.
Gentlemen,
Go for the
Blair,
moon.
right back, please.
This is actually the easiest pick of the night for me. I'm going to get the dross of Hamilton out the way early and take that handsome man back into the fold. Mr. Regan Tumulty, come on down.
that's my pick.
Delighted with that.
Yep.
You're
also
right,
mine.
it is.
Do you need an extra
Exactly.
5 seconds here, Scott?
Nah, I was hoping I would get Tumulty, but I'm gonna go and tick Morton off, and just get Cammy Ballantyne.
Good choice.
Bugger.
Oh, it's getting slim pickings now, boys.
Callum?
I'm going to go with Daniel Finlayson of Livingston.
Regen.
Yeah. I said this before we started. I've read through that Livingston team. I recognise about one name. I have no idea who any of them are. Not a clue.
Muirhead, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Right, Duncan, you're moving up the list now, right? It can't be too bad now.
Yep, I am. He was my third pick here, but I'm happy enough with him. I'm going to go for Aaron Comrie of Dunfermline Athletic.
That's a good shout.
Robbie's actually looking here like he's got a gem hidden up his sleeve somewhere.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Finn Yates at Falkirk.
Oh man, I've just realised I get last pick of the left backs. Shit.
Sorry, we've got two.
No, that's true. One of them's decent.
So we're going to the left backs then, Scott?
Aye. Stuck between two. I'll go Scott McMahon for Ayr.
I'm actually surprised he's there. I think he's a great singer.
Yeah, me too.
Callum?
I'm going to go with Jackson Longridge for Hamilton.
To be fair, you could be saying anybody for Hamilton in adult hat. And Livingston.
I never understood why he went there, to be fair. He was at Livingston before in the Premier League and then dropped down to Hamilton in League One. I'd have taken him last season, to be fair. Jackson Longridge. I think he's decent.
Duncan?
I'm going to I'm getting my first pick for left back. I'm going to have Harry Milne from Partick Thistle, please.
Couple of solid fullbacks there,
I think
Duncan.
he's the best left back in the division.
Yeah.
Robbie?
I'm going to represent for you. I'm just going to use him now. Liam Dick, he's coming in. Why not?
Yes. I think we maybe get a referee's bonus point for that one.
Yes.
Robbie, he's not even the best left back at Raith Rovers. What are you doing?
Big Callum Hannah stan.
So does that mean I'm actually getting my first pick here?
No.
Yeah.
You're getting vetoed. You're not getting to pick anybody for that last comment.
I'm taking who I think is possibly the second best left back in the league. I'll take Mason Hancock at Airdrie. Hate him, love him. Come on down, noising them up. Imagine him right in front of the section northwest. It's going to be beautiful.
See, this is where it's pretty easy and pretty easy going, and that, see, after the centre halves, it's going to get harder.
Yeah,
He's going to
I'm
run out of
already
steam.
hoping somebody starts kind of vamping for time so I can rejig my midfield.
Right, Callum, do you want to go with centre half?
I'm going to go with George Stanger of Ayr United. So
I have to tell you, Callum, you are picking some shite football players so far.
Yes. Thank you.
Shots fired.
I'm getting this shite out of the way.
I mean, I know it's not a five-a-sides tournament or anything, but
Built
so
to the
far,
back.
oof, aye.
I mean, give him some credit. He could have went Kirk Broadfoot. Like,
Well, he's
That's
got a second centre half to pick. Don't
it's
prejudge.
true.
Right, Duncan, who's you picking?
I'm going to have a big gorgeous Tom Lang, please.
Oh, big gorgeous Tom.
That again was my first pick.
Oof.
Surprisingly, he was ahead of George Stanger.
I'm just basing off the fact that I've had him on my Football Manager save before and he did alright.
Right, Robbie, you're up.
Right, I'm going to go with get Aki's out of the way. Dylan McGowan.
Right, in that case, it's time to pull out Raith Rovers card number 1. That gorgeous specimen of Paul Hanlon. Come on down.
Just one more spot, man.
He's mine. You're not having him. My. By the way, can I just say, so far, my team's looking handsome. It's a key factor.
I've got Kevin Dabrowski and Tom Lang. So
yeah, that's true.
I mean,
That's
definitely beat Callum's team at football, and
So far.
we're no bad looking either. Gaffer leaves a bit to be desired, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely.
Ready when you are, Scott?
Aye. I think I'll get my Pars player out the way, I think, and go with Benedictus.
Boo.
All right, Duncan, do you want to retract that statement earlier?
It was quite high up my list, to be fair.
Yeah.
He was not on my list.
Who's next? You, Duncan.
I
was
don't
Callum.
know.
No, it's Callum.
Ah,
Yeah.
Callum.
No, I
Right.
you for that.
Yeah, I'll be
Callum.
me.
Callum's
Here we
just
go.
causing chaos now. He's just
Yeah,
fed up
Callum.
after his team got called shit.
Well, you're not going to be calling it shit anymore because
Oh, wait a minute.
I'm
Wait a
pulling
minute.
out.
Wait a minute.
I'm
We're
pulling
having
out.
the VAR, the referee here.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
It's Duncan. Duncan, it's your first pick. You've
Shut
risen
the
to
fuck, Duncan.
Yeah, it's like the cream to the top, aye.
Oh, so it
Because
is.
it's the fifth player.
Right, I think to be fair, Blair's lulled me into a sense of just picking the best looking team.
It's a good tactic.
Which, so I am going to go for
Kirk Broadfoot.
a man with questionable politics. I'm going to go for Craig Watson from Airdrie.
Thank fuck.
So for me next, I am just going to have a wee look at this actually. Danny Wilson at Queen's Park actually.
Good
That'll do.
pick.
Solid shout.
Quality player. And gets Queen Park out of the way as well.
Yep.
Scott. Sorry, player. It's all got the pot here.
Do you know something? I'm a bit worried because I'm kind of looking down the list at what's left for some of the teams I have left, and I feel like I've maybe gone a bit too big too early in some regards. So I'm gonna wind it back a little bit, and keep my powder dry for later. So I'm gonna go to Morton, and I am not going to take Kirk Broadfoot. I'm going to take Jack Baird.
That's a good shout. I did have Baird on my list.
He's a solid centre half. He's not quite as handsome as the rest, but
Just to
you've got
just
somebody
to
to carry his
check,
boots.
Blair, because I know you were out for dinner and you kind of rushed back for this.
Yeah,
Dylan Corr signed for Morton about 20 minutes ago. I don't know if you're aware of that. Or
I
if
was
that...
not aware of that. In that case, balls to Jack Baird. I'm taking Dylan Corr. I did not see that.
Breaking news here on the Oh No 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 podcast.
And we're back in handsome. Thanks for that, Duncan. I appreciate that.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
why? Is that only because you've played your centre halves, Duncan?
Yes.
Because
If
he
you
knows
scored
that
a centre half
handsomeness
to go, you were
matters.
just going, nah.
Handsome
Well,
matters.
Sorry, my one just froze there. Who did Blair pick?
Dylan Corr.
All right.
He did pick Jack Baird and then swiftly
Yeah.
changed it to Dylan Corr.
Yeah, all right.
I
Fair
think it
enough.
should be no take backs.
Right. Who have I now got? I think I'm going to tick off Falkirk now and go with Cole Donaldson.
He's one of these guys who, has dropped into League One, and as far as I'm concerned, that's just
Level.
beyond my sphere of knowledge. I'm not watching League One highlights, and they're raving about him. And obviously they were unbeaten last season, so he should be good, but not on the evidence of mine own eyes. That boy's a huddy.
Get the bookmarks out, boys. Get the bookmarks.
Callum, your second centre half.
You can retract your statement about a shite team because I'm using Raith Rovers card number 1 on Callum Fordyce.
Yeah, good pick.
And handsome.
And handsome,
See,
yeah.
I'm just
denying
being
that.
tactical about this, you know. I've got to build it up.
Was actually above Craig Watson on my original list, but I went tactical and based on just tipping the handsome scales.
Yeah.
Robbie?
What position are we on now? Centre mid?
Centre mid. We'll go centre
No,
mid.
no, 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 stop.
Well,
I knew
Because
Blair
we
was
reversed the order.
I've just got last.
have
We
we?
reversed the order.
I've just
So
got
Duncan...
last.
No,
Duncan
we're not
goes
reversed. I
first.
don't think we should reverse the order. I think we should just go again. Because otherwise, Robbie gets to pick all the best positions first. Just keep going. It's Robbie.
So you get the first centre mid.
No, it's fine. I was happy with it. That's honestly, carry on.
No,
Okay.
okay, let's change it. Do you want centre mid or do you want a winger?
Me. I will take... we'll go into centre mids.
Centre mid, okay.
Go on then.
There's loads of games.
I'm going to
Millions
go
of
with you and Otto at Dunfermline.
Ah, you bastard.
Exactly. Exactly, Blair.
What player?
You bastard. Yeah, I was... I'm
I
not going to
had to
lie,
get
I was hoping for that.
I had to go Benny because I had a feeling
I
I
was
wouldn't
hoping
get
for that.
Otto. And it was the only two I had
Yeah,
for them.
I was really
Let's
hoping.
be honest. That Dunfermline squad's pretty stinking, right? And
It is,
like, there's no many players that you're going to take out of that.
Well, goalkeepers
No,
out
he
straight
was-
away, isn't it?
Seen as the
definitely
best
one.
players just left.
I mean, Craig Whiting's still in there for later, so that's okay.
That's great. That's a squad fella.
Right, I'm gonna keep with the handsome theme, and I'm also going to keep with the come on back to a place where you were loved and where I love you very much. So Brad Spencer always has a place in my heart, and he has a place in my team too. So I'm calling in Little Brad to play quarterback for me.
Former Players
good pick.
Association over there.
It is indeed. I'm like John McGlynn. I just sign what I know.
Okay, Scott.
Well, I must say I'm very glad that he's still there because I thought he would go first. And I'm going to tick off my first Rovers player, and it's Player of the Year, Sam Stanton.
It's a good shout.
Yeah. I will say, playing this game really makes you appreciate the quality that's in the Rovers midfield.
Yeah, massively.
Considering half my
And-
list is
and
just
the
Rovers
wingers, to be fair.
midfielders.
No, that's it. All five of you could probably have picked one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Centre mid
there's
for the Rovers.
like 4 Rovers players who are in possibly the top 5 or 6 players that I would list in this.
Yeah,
Obviously,
totally.
there's a little bit of bias in that, but and the drop off is pretty huge as well once you get beyond
Massive.
the first few, which is the 5th pick I'm worried about.
Callum, let's hear about your midfield general.
Well, I'm going to be using my second Rovers card, and I'm going to be taking Sean Byrne.
Good.
So that's your Rovers out then.
Yes.
It's early.
It
I
is.
like Callum, it's early.
It is.
That a bad thing, though.
Don't know, we've still got wingers to come.
Depends how many centre forwards we've got.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna get Hamilton out the road, and I'm gonna pick Barry Maguire.
Who?
Barry Maguire.
He was at, see, Motherwell or something.
Aye,
Tell us something about Barry Maguire.
I think he was at
He was
Dundee.
at Motherwell.
Not Jamie Bargonis.
He was at Dundee for a bit as
He
well.
was, I think he was on loan at Dundee, and he was injured and he didn't play very much. Barry Maguire. To be fair, Barry Maguire's been around the
Did he
Premiership
not
for
play
a long
Spider-Man? Fuck me.
time. I think he's got a bit of quality to him. If he can stay fit, I think he'll do a good job in the engine room.
Sorry, Barry. No idea of your existence.
That was brilliant. How to describe a player without actually committing to any facts about that player. I love it.
Great
Good engine room.
personality. Yeah.
Blair. To marry up with Brad Spencer.
I'm struggling because I've kind of left myself a lot of shite to pick from. So
The James McPake story.
yeah, totally. I mean, I was Billy Big Balls at the beginning, and I'm now beginning to realise that actually
You're
some
Billy
preparation
Brown now.
might have been a good
You're
idea.
struggling.
I'm Billy Brown.
You're going to be hard to beat.
Do you know what? I'm going to go to Livingston. I'm going to take Stephen Kelly.
It's a good shout. I had him on my list.
I'm going to take him because I think there's nothing else for Livingston I want. I don't really want him, but that's the game.
You have to take him.
Was Stephen Kelly the one that was like stinking the joint out for Falkirk and they inexplicably picked him up, or am I thinking of somebody else?
No, that's
Did
Stephen
you,
Kelly.
Again,
Graeme, Stuart's inquiry. Did you just skip my shot? Because it went from Duncan to Blair.
No, you got first shot at the centre mids, did you know?
No, you were first pick for
No.
the first midfield.
Oh, right,
You
I jumped down. I'm just being
Whoa, that's a VR on that.
Get Bob down.
Was
Get
last
Bob down.
anyway.
Get Bob
That was
down.
last anyway.
I am last anyway, so it doesn't matter.
So you can be a twat when you're last anyway. It doesn't matter.
Aye.
That was tactical.
Your team only has 10 players now.
He knew he couldn't go any lower.
unbelievable.
We lose a Rovers plot.
See the doubt in there.
Really
That
testing
was rough
the
up there.
listeners' patience for
Stephen-
five guys just
Stephen
shouting
Kelly.
in the microphones now.
Yeah. I was just double checking there. Stephen Kelly was the one that came through at Rangers, and he's just been on loan everywhere.
Aye, went
Ayr,
here.
It was at Ayr
Ross
County.
County, Salford was the other one.
I think
Down
Sean
south of
Kelly,
Salford.
maybe that I'm thinking of.
There was two Kellys last season at Livy.
I think it was something. There was somebody, and he was doing.
Sean
was
Kelly's
Sean
the
Kelly.
brother.
He played-
He's the brother of Liam Kelly, the goalie.
Sean Kelly played 14 games for Falkirk in League One, and then Livy picked him up for the Premiership, and he looked garbage. And he's been there for like 2 or 3 years, just playing away. That's
Welcome,
not important.
listeners, to the first ever episode of the Oh No 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 podcast. Who do you think you are?
Who the hell is playing in these midfields?
Who the fuck is Barry Maguire?
Barry Maguire.
By the way,
Sounds like
Barry
a
Maguire
character
is
of
the
EastEnders.
better of my two midfielders, regardless of who else I now
Good
pick.
God.
This is leading up to Barry Maguire actually scoring in front of the South Stand and giving it this, isn't it?
The name on the back of the shirt.
And me. I've got you, Baz, don't worry.
Scott. Finally back to some semblance of normality, Scott.
Right. I've still no used the edges, so I'll tick them off and I'll go their captain, Adam Fazell.
It's decent. Likes a
Callum?
goal.
I'm going to tick off Morton.
Oh.
I'm going to go with Grant Gillespie.
Oof.
Oh, Callum.
I
Have to day. I'm also going to tick off Morton, and my entire thought process was, right, I'm not taking Grant Gillespie, so which...
I'm like, Owen Moffat's there for one. Ian Wilson's there for another.
Ian Wilson is there, Blair, but not for long. I'm going to have Ian Wilson out of Morton's midfield, please.
It's wild.
Do you know Grant Gillespie was bald and then went away to Turkey and come up here?
He didn't.
Who
He
did?
didn't go to Turkey. It was done by
Did he
Lee Miller. It's a
He
wig.
went in the West End.
It's a toupee.
Well,
A really good one. I got
Mm.
to say, really, really good one, by the way. Like,
It just reminds me of one of the best tweets that I've still ever seen. I'm sure I've mentioned it on the show before, but it was Dario Valenti when they announced that Morton signed him and they had the photo. And he put up a photo of him when he played for the Rovers and went, I mind when his dad used to play for the Rovers. It's fucking brilliant. It's just so simple.
I was just wondering, who do we think would be a prime candidate for coming back this summer? Unfalsely challenged.
Too late for me.
You wear it so well, Duncan.
Thanks, mate.
Zach Rudden. Imagine Zach Rudden with some sort of
Zach
like
Rudden.
ginger afro.
Oh, Jesus.
Maybe help his
He
head.
look
in a
even
bit.
made like a baby giraffe. Right.
What
we
we're
got
now
left?
is it left midfielders? No, it's sorry, it's Robbie out of the sin bin to choose his second centre mid.
aye.
Unbelievable.
Oft. Ayr United are staring at me. Marco Roos. Never seen him, know nothing about him. He's coming in. just because Marco Royce. But their
he
fans seem excited.
Exactly.
Sounds fancy.
Can you tell us anything about him, Robbie? Where did they sign him from?
I don't know. It's Marco Royce with an E. Eh?
This is like what I used to do when I played Champ Man back in the day. I'm like, he's Italian, he's got to be good.
I was going to say
Gianni
he must
Comandini,
be
yeah.
alright because Ayr apparently have paid money for him.
Oh,
He
really?
is
Like it's not
Romanian.
a freebie for England. They've actually paid money for him, so
Wow.
they must be confident.
Where's he come from, Duncan?
He has 2 caps for Romania's under
Has he came for
17s.
Coventry?
Nice.
Coventry's under 21s.
Oh.
Yeah.
They've
Where he
definitely
joined
paid
them.
money for
He joined them from Cluj, FC
Oh, aye.
Cluj, formerly of...
Gregory Taddy fame.
Exactly.
And it's also,
So-
it's pronounced Cludge.
The Cludgy.
It's definitely not.
Well, a bit of
But under
Romanian
21
flair
player
in
from
Robbie's
England.
midfield, at least.
I mean,
Under
he's
21
number
players from
43,
England,
so
always work well.
I'm never going to know if he's actually good because he is number 43. So
The over-under on first team minutes for him must be about 60 for this upcoming
Graham's not
season.
going to an Ayr United reserve game, so I'll never know.
So what we're on to the wingers now, eh?
Wingers now. Scott
Yeah,
can pick
indeed.
his first winger. And this is where it's difficult because of the teams
This
you've
is
used
where
already.
it's going to get
This is
very
where there's
hard.
real jeopardy.
Yeah. This is tough. I'll go and tick off because I don't think I'll get him up front. I'll tick off Queen's Park and I'll go Dom Thomas.
Bugger, Scott.
I just didn't think I'm going to get
played Scott.
the boy up front.
I could see a lot of Raith Rovers ships getting cashed in on this, on the 2 white players, to be fair.
Yeah.
Callum,
Partick Thistle have about 9 dozen wingers.
it's alright, Callum will no pick Partick Thistle, we'll pick somebody random.
Jokes on you, I am going with Partick Thistle, and I'm going to go
Kingsley.
with... Yes, I'm putting Kingsley on the way.
Rocco doing
No, I'm putting Aidan Fitzpatrick. There we go.
Duncan doesn't like this.
No, I was kind of pinning quite a lot of hopes on Dom Thomas, actually. More fool me.
Picking someone shite.
Right. In that case, I am going to go for Jamie Murphy of Ayr United.
Bastard. Ah.
I didn't even have him on my list because I was like, is he even going to be fit for this?
Yes, he is. Very much so. Going to be.
Yeah.
He bloody better be.
Robbie, your wing king. Not your wing king, but your king of the wing.
Nice.
For the listeners at home,
It's just the way he looks.
I'm going to go with Christian Montagno of Livingston for this one.
Tell us a little about Christian Montagno of Livingston.
He's a relatively decent player. He's a
Plays
winger.
football.
you're just
He's
picking
going
people
with-
without British passports at this point.
Stop the votes, eh?
Oh.
Who, by the way, who picked Stephen Kelly again for Livy?
Me.
I couldn't mind who it was that picked him. So I was like, did I miss him?
That's
out?
all right.
You sure you
Angling
get
at a steward's inquiry.
I thought that's where
yeah.
that was going.
I was like,
Is he
why?
bottom of the pile yet, or is he?
Get down.
Right, who's next?
It's you, Blair.
Is it me? Right, this hurts because I've missed it Dunfermline the whole way through. I thought about Benny for a while, and I didn't do it, and I'm now regretting it because I've left myself with a winger or a forward from Dunfermline, and I'm no picking a forward because I'm no convinced Chris Kane's good and Craig White fucking shite. So, Richie Hosler or McCann?
The Messiah.
Duncan's looking nervously there.
No, actually,
I know.
I mean, I am, but not for this. I had Lewis McCann really quite high up. Lewis McCann was one of my backup options. Had I
But he's
not
trying
got
to get
Aaron
you
Gordon.
not to pick Kane Ritchie Hosler.
No, to be fair, my preference was Lewis McCann, but there's a little bit of me that thinks Kane Ritchie Hosler, if he gets a bit of fitness, might actually. Lewis McCann.
There's a little bit of me that thinks if I
Wild
grow
cheating in
2
Alloa.
feet tomorrow, I might get a game for the Harlem Globetrotters. But it's about the same likelihood of happening.
That's fair.
Sorry, I talked over you. Where? Who did you actually pick there?
Lewis McCann. And I feel dirty. Not going to lie.
It's Graham's game. It's his fault.
Oh, thanks.
What I was going to say is, when I was went for Danny Wilson earlier, I completely forgot that Grant Savoury was the player on the list that had been mentioned. It was like a
it's because
midfielder
he's
for
been
Queen's
injured
Park
for
in
over
the
a
centre
year.
mid. He's
Yeah.
back from injury now.
Yeah.
I think he'll be massive for them, but regardless, centre midfielder, so he's not getting picked by anyone.
Callum, to complete your 4-man midfield with another winger, who's it going to be?
Louis Longridge of Queen's Park. Yeah, not calling that one shite.
A resounding reaction to that.
Ticking the teams off.
I like Louis about 15 years ago. But yeah, good shout.
So that's me now picking my second winger. Who else is still to pick? Wingers.
All of us, I think you're first.
Everybody else apart from Callum.
Oh, there you go.
All right, okay. This is difficult.
Do you go for who you want, or do you go to stitch somebody up?
No, I'm gonna have to go for a Rovers player, which is not the bad bit. I'm happy about it. I'm really rolling the dice on strikers. Right. Well, in that case, then I'm going to take the greatest showman. I'm going to have Dylan Easton, please.
Guide.
And I'm delighted to have him.
My thing paused again. Did Callum pick a second winger?
You did. Louis Longridge.
All right.
Time for it.
I don't think
Time
that's
for
going
it.
him
The
off
heartbreaking Scots
Yeah,
voice.
I've already went Queen's Park, but he wasn't on the list
Time for
anyway,
a
so that's fine.
pivot.
Robbie,
So
you go.
Robbie?
I am going to go with Logan Chalmers for my second winger.
This is getting interesting now.
So, Callum, I know you picked one of them. Who was the Partick player you picked?
Fitzpatrick.
Right, I'll take Lawless then.
Should have said
Stevie
nothing there,
Lawless.
Callum, and that could have been a VAR check.
I had Wallace on my list, but he was behind Fitzpatrick for me.
I've just worked out
Yeah,
actually.
I'll
Yous have
take
actually
Lawless.
made one of my striker options quite easy now, which is quite good. I'll take that. For that reason, I'll go. Is it me?
Yes.
I'll go Josh Mullen then. And that's me. Use the both Rovers.
So is that us on to strikers?
We're on to strikers.
And I get first pick?
No. Duncan gets first pick.
Who does?
Don't try to confuse me.
Who's got first pick?
Wait, sorry, who was first pick?
You, Duncan, I think, is
Duncan.
it?
Oh.
No so gutted now, are you?
No, but it's right. Okay, I'm gonna have to.
Miscalculated.
I'm gonna have to use my big pick, and then I tell you what, his strike partner, he could be a real baller. But listen, he's good enough to do it by himself. I'm gonna take Rory Payton of Queen's Park.
Right, that's fair.
How far down the list am I, Graeme? Because I'm really confused here.
No, you're not
I was
too
going to
far.
say, is it
Right.
Robbie and then Blair?
That's fine.
Because it's Robbie next, then you.
I'm actually worried I might run out of players for the teams that I have left.
I'm the same.
I'm the same. I have 4 players to choose from.
I'm going to use my first of the final one player club left, or one club that's left outside of Rovers, which is Nikolai Todorov at Airdrie.
Boo!
Bold.
I mean,
Right.
it was that or whoever Aaron Reid is.
VAR just because he's a prick.
Bottom of the list.
I had to delete a couple of players off just to make space, and yeah, Aaron Reid was in that category. Guys, I was like, I don't think anyone's even going to mention it. It's coming off the list.
So I've got next pick.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously,
Yes.
I'll take Lewis Vaughan. Fuck the lot he is. I've got Vonnie. Come on in, Vonnie.
I had engineered my whole thing around making sure I got to have Lewis Vaughan, and it fell apart.
I can't believe I've been left with Lewis Vaughan. That's both my Raith cards played.
I take it, so just to double check, we went through the whole midfield, nobody took Scott Brown.
Yeah.
Nope.
Thought about it, but I was just like, I need another Rovers player
Questions to
somewhere
be
else.
asked.
Wait, I've got
Callum, are you all right there?
I've got Paul Hanlon and Lewis Vaughan. I need Scott Brown.
It's like Callum's waiting for a 90th minute winner and he's scooping.
I think he's looking for a pilot.
Just waiting for my.
I think my showboating's going to fuck me
Looking
here. My showboating's going to fuck me because I picked Dicko.
Scott, whatever happens, Scott, you've got to pick a Rovers player because I think Callum's really struggling.
I'm out of Rovers.
Excellent.
you're out.
And I'm
Rovers.
happy because my striker's going to be Brian
Right.
Graham.
Oh, what a finisher you'd have there.
So Blair got Vonnie,
Yep.
Mhm.
Duncan got Rudy Payton,
Yep.
and then Scott's picked Brian Graham. So
Yep.
that's
And
the
league's
three
top
strikers in the
scorers
league gone.
wrapped
Right.
up.
Oh, you've missed one out, boys, and I'm not going to say a word.
I'm hoping that it's not the same one I've got.
It's not going to be mine.
What have you got left, Duncan?
I'll tell you in a minute.
Oh,
okay.
exactly. I wouldn't be saying who
Let's
team
not
you
get ahead of ourselves.
Because I've said already, but
You don't want to be saying that because somebody will just take
Aye.
the player.
That's
If
true.
they can.
Oh, and
Callum,
listen, you'll be keen to
it's
take
my
this boy
turn.
right off my toes, Tay.
Right. I'm gonna use my entry card.
Aaron Reid.
I was hoping for Tottenham, but it's gonna have to be fucking Aaron Reid. I don't even know who he is.
Oh, see if you
Is he
get
the boy who's
1% on
just signed
Twitter,
for
somebody's
Copenhagen?
misclicked.
No, that's Ben Wilson.
This is awful.
If we-
I'm
I
just
did
wondering
think-
if that's your first pick.
Like
for
if
your
we put it
striker.
on I was thinking if we put it on a Twitter poll, you can only get 4 in the one. That's not going to be a problem anymore.
Don't bother with me.
If there's 1% clicked, it's a misclick. Like,
Callum, who are the poor Rovers players that you're sticking on this minibus to this game?
4 dice and burn.
Jesus Christ, I'm really sorry, boys.
Burns going to be doing doggies all game here.
Jesus. Somebody's got to get relegated. It's fine.
But as I said, it's the second
Can
striker
I
that's
call
going to
in
be
an
qualified.
overseas player? Can I bring in Poplatnik, please?
Big Matty can't save you now.
I was going to say, even Poplatnik probably wouldn't have got a game for your team.
Give me Poplatnik and 10 planks of wood and I'll win the league.
You know, in Football Manager, when it just comes up and it says, like, he thinks this move would be of too low a standard to move to, that's what happens when Callum approaches the planet.
Is it Duncan?
Right, Robbie, what rabbit you got to fill out the hat now?
Oh, I've got, if I'm next, then I'll go Jack Hamilton.
Good
There
shout.
we go. Happy with that. I'm happy with that team.
I'm trying to figure out if Blair's still got the same team as me here, and I'm going to be panicking if he does.
I might have, but I don't. Nah, I don't. Because I did, and then I used it on a winger because I was banking on Brian Graham, but I thought somebody's going to get to him before me because I realised I wasn't there early on in the striker
Aye.
pick.
So it's Blair now.
Blair, yeah.
Is it me
Oh.
now?
Yep.
So I'm going to finish my 11 with who I believe might be one of the top scorers in the league this season, Mr. Anton
Oh, thank
Dowds
God.
of Ayr United.
Scott looking towards a certain other United forward.
No, I've used it already.
Not
No,
convinced
he's
he's going to be
got-
Ayr United's top scorer.
Nah,
I've
maybe not. I don't think Oakley's. I actually genuinely
There's a
think
Brighton.
Oakley's a haddy.
I've only Hamilton to use, so I'll go with what's probably going to be their top scorer, Kevin O'Hara.
That's a risky strategy. Ended up with Hamilton at the end, to be fair.
I thought everybody would just go for like a rubbish
Yeah.
defender or a rubbish midfielder, so I thought, well, I know that O'Hara's alright.
Have you thought about me going for a rubbish team?
I could
To
have
be fair,
had
Callum
Joe
took
McGlynn.
some of the guff for me, so it was
Yeah. Callum took
a lot of the guff for us all.
Callum decided to take crap players early on, even when he had first pick. So it was fine.
There's a
That
lot
guy.
of good players that have not been picked as well, by the way.
There is.
You could probably still make a good couple of teams out of this. Callum, come on.
Yeah.
What delight have we got as a striking partner here?
Seeing as the one team I have left is Dunfermline.
Christ.
Oh, you have not.
Oh, I tell you that there's right. There is a right answer and there is a wrong answer here.
Duncan, just before Callum, hang on, before you say
My
anything,
God.
have you got the button that kicks him out? Just hover your finger over it, please. Just in case. Because if he says the wrong answer, he's off and he's no coming back.
It's not right.
There is definitely a wrong
But
answer.
there really is.
They're all wrong answers. I'm going with Chris Cade.
Yeah, that's the right
Oh,
answer.
at least right.
Right.
Oh, that's a
That's
last
the right
minute
answer.
reprieve.
Yep. Could have been worse.
That is the right answer.
100% could have been worse. Jeez, oh.
Does this mean am I the last one to go overall?
Yeah.
Right, so I've got Livingston remaining.
Oh,
So I've got a choice of 3. I think
One of which you've
they've
heard of.
definitely got one that I had on my list. But
Yeah, so there's one of which I've heard of, not picking him. Rock'em Sock'em Robot Robbie Muirhead can sit on the bench and watch Tete Yenge.
that was the one I had on my list. As
The
well.
man himself. He is 6'4".
He actually looks alright.
Yes,
according
it's
to-
Livingston.
Does he? He looks tall.
No, well,
and,
he looks decent.
according to this article that I've
Competes
just
in
googled
world's
an article.
strongest man competitions and just
Where,
bounces players off him.
Where does he come from? Nuneaton Borough or something?
He signed in January.
he came from Finland, according to this article written by Adriano Del Monte. I'd like to read more
Nice.
from him. And
That's
the
nice that
article
they've
is an
got,
interview with his agent. And apparently he was banging in goals in Finland, and that's good enough for me.
Adriano
uh,
Monti sounds like a
Adriano
sounds like
Del
a
Monte.
wing back that Livingston have just signed.
No, Adriano
No.
Del Monte sounds like somebody that would get a game for Robbie's team.
Aye.
He,
What time
But
was
it's,
Christian?
Tete Yenge is half Australian, half South Sudanese.
It's a winning combination.
Exactly.
What
Two
happens when you do
footballing
these things?
powerhouses.
Aye.
And he will be doing the Killian Sheridan role of standing slightly nearby Rory Payton as he scores all my goals.
I'm sure he signed.
I am just reading Christian Montagno's Wikipedia page right now. Positions: winger, forward, left back. Born in Cali, Colombia, Montagno moved to London as a child and holds both nationalities of Colombia and the UK. He recalled that he always heard gunshots growing up in Colombia before moving to England at the age of 10 to join his mother, who'd emigrated years previously. So,
Fits in
Battling.
Livingston then.
oh wow, I've just got to the personal life section, and I'm not sure I want him in my
Troublesome.
team anymore. Yeah, I mean, in December 2013, Montagno and his 2 friends were charged with the rape of a woman in Romford, London.
Jesus Christ.
So, yeah, that took a really dark turn there. Yeah, I don't really want you in my team anymore, Christian. Can I swap you out?
I was going to say, yeah.
I think we should take these.
Yeah, I think.
Wowzers.
Can I do that for my whole team?
Yeah, that's
No. We're considering doing that for you being on here, Callum, at this point.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm pretty happy with my team in the end up. I thought for having to pick last, I was pretty worried. And, I mean, it's Scud Callum's mom. Tell you that much.
I think we're entirely in shipyard.
We've got the
Callum's
Beacons
I should just add,
seasons ago in the Championship.
I'm just going to add, just merely for legal purposes, to add on the extra part. He appeared in court in March 2014. He admitted to having sex with the woman, but maintained it was entirely consensual. No verdict was returned by the jury, and the prosecution dropped the case. So, yeah, I'm just adding that in so that we don't get a lawyer flying into the oh no Gmail account.
Hey, Robbie, they're only flying into your account, mate. It's not
That's true. That's true.
For legal reasons, I have nothing to do with this podcast.
For legal reasons, I'm nothing to do with his football team.
That's true. I'm nothing to do with my football team.
Right, do you want recaps of these teams just to...
Yes, I think we shall. Shall we go with the Hall of Shame first?
I
think I should.
No.
Right, Callum went with...
2 seconds, let me see if I can find the womp noise on that.
See, I have shite in goal, I have shite in defence.
Jamie Snedden in goals, who was...
Jamie Snedden in goal.
Yeah.
Jackson
Second choice
Longridge
goalkeeper behind David Mitchell last season.
Yep. Jackson Longridge at left back, Callum Fordyce and George Stanger at centre back, Dan Finlayson at right back, Sean Byrne and Grant Gillespie at centre mid, Eden Fitzpatrick and Louis Longridge on the wings, and up front, Chris Keane and Aaron Reid.
Wow.
Can I
that really is a case of...
Aaron Reid.
It's like,
I do not have a clue who he
He
is.
signed for Aberdeen's development squad or something. He was on loan at Peterhead.
it's like Sean...
Look, if he scores 20 goals this season, I'm going to look like a genius.
That your team's entire
Not happening.
tactic is
Monkeys and typewriters, eh?
kick off, knock the ball back to Sean Byrne, hope he can get it out to Aidan Fitzpatrick on the wing.
And Chris Kane
And
is
then-
injured.
And then scored for
Scene
30
missing.
yards.
Good centre
That
back.
was painful. That was painful.
I think
Wow.
the Airdrie card could have
Probably
been
free
played
with your Morton season tickets.
Duncan, what about your team? It looked like they were behind the black ball
tell you
to
this,
start with, but they've certainly risen
They
to the
look
occasion.
incredible. This is a good looking football team, I'll tell you that much. But also, I think this is a decent setup. I think there's a good bit of balance in this side as well. Central midfield maybe lets it down. So Kevin Dabrowski in goal. I don't imagine I'll hear any arguments there.
Good.
Best goalkeeper in the division.
With his hands.
Fullbacks. I think
James
anybody who's listened to more than an episode and a half of this podcast knows how much I like my fullbacks to get forward. Harry Milne on the left-hand side, Aaron Common on the right-hand side. Not a huge amount of defending going on there, but very, very pleased with the engines going on there. But we
Two
don't
good
need to
fullbacks.
do any defending out wide. You can put as many crosses into the box as you want because you've got Tom Lang and Craig Watson heading away anything that comes in there. Might possibly need to find a third centre-half who can fill in for injuries, but we'll worry about that later. My midfield too is the famous Barry Maguire of Hamilton Academical and former Queen of the South loanee Ian Wilson of Greenock Morton. He's not too bad, to be fair. I think that's fine. On the wing, we've got Ayr United's Player of the Year Jamie Murphy and Dylan Easton of Raith Rovers. Again, I don't think we'll hear any arguments there. And up front, one of the most impressive strikers in the division, Rory Payton, with a man named Tete Yengi.
You're going to be playing with about 7 men with a track record of injuries, and it'll just be Tete Yengi fielding long balls.
He's from
Long
David
Tom Lang.
Martindale School. He knows how to handle that.
Should have drafted the managers as well, to be fair.
We should have done, aye. That would have been interesting.
Doogie injury for me. Fuck it.
Yeah, he could be
It's my pick.
Yeah.
Mob.
Yeah, manager and half your team, to be fair.
Better player.
Dougie Henry would get a
He's a
game
better
for his
player.
team.
Don't be John McGlynn, for fuck's sake.
Jeez. Jeez.
Right, Blair, talk us through your team.
So, don't kind of brag a little bit here, but I'm going to. It's against my better nature. But I think this is a winning side, and it's a handsome side, and it's, yeah. I'm actually, to be honest with you, I'm really pleased considering how little prep I'd done. So, Callum Ferry in goals, very good goalkeeper. Solid pair of hands. I've got Regan Tumulty bombing up the right, and I've got Mason Hancock bombing up the left.
It's a good
I'm
start.
happy with both of those. I've got the handsome, the experienced Paul Hanlon at centre half, alongside a raw, young, and hungry Dylan Corr. Then we move into midfield. Quarterback Brad Spencer, right, running the show alongside his pal for Livingston, Stephen Kelly. I've got Stephen Lawless on one wing and Lewis McCann on the other. And then I'll just skip past that. And then I've got Anton Dowds as ye big tall centre forward, and feeding off his scraps, I have the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Lewis Fawn. I'm telling you, that's taking some beat.
It's a
That's
good
not
partnership
bad.
up
Like,
front.
you
That's
get a
taking some
decent
beating.
balance in there.
I'll shit house a wonder one.
You definitely would.
He won't score.
Get these
I'll play
simulated
enough
in a
football.
mini league on
I was
Football
going to say,
Manager.
we need to get Les on this. Les is bound to be able to get them all in pairs and figure something out with this.
Get a Master League challenge on the go.
Scott, your side.
Right, well, I think mine's is definitely competing up there with Blair's. I think we're going to be a team that's going to score a lot of goals.
And mine.
I've got
Sorry,
Four
on you go.
welterweight teams at the top, and then there's our rope at the bottom.
So I've got Shamal George in goals. My defence is okay at best. I've got Cammy Ballantyne, Paul Donaldson, Benny, and then Scott McMahon. Then starts getting better in midfield with Frizzell and Super Sam Stanton, with Mullen and Dom Thomas in the wings. And then I've got Brian Graham and Kevin O'Hara.
That's a decent
up front.
four. Yeah, that's decent.
There's goals in that side.
Oh, we're winning
There
4-3 every game.
If you kind of, yeah. Yeah, there's
At least you're winning.
I'm not convinced about your centre halves, but
That's why I had to get good goal scorers.
Robbie. And true. Balances it out.
My strategy is quite simple. Mullen in goals from Morton was a clear pick. I don't really rate Morton's squad, so I think that he was an obvious choice, one of their best players. And Liam Dix's unbeaten captain, so if I slap that armband around his bulging bicep, then it will inevitably lead to a win for me.
Smart
so that's
move.
brilliant.
Smart move.
Aye.
Solid logic.
Dylan McGowan's just usually solid centre half at championship level. Danny Wilson as well, got a lot of pedigree, going to Liverpool, playing for Rangers, Hearts. So I think he's a good addition. Finn Yates is a good young fullback. Compliment Montano and Logan Chalmers on the wings. Otto, again, Dunfermline, don't really rate their squad, and I think Otto was a standout last season, so I think that a lot of people were going to be all struggling for Dunfermline players, so to be able to get him in the centre mid was a clear choice. Marco Reus, got absolutely no idea what he's like. Nikolai Todorov, don't really like the guy, but he scores goals against us, so that's an easy option.
He's a better option than fucking Aaron Reid when it comes to edge.
Hey,
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Robbie, he used to score goals against us because we've now got Paul Hanlon.
That's very true, so that's probably going to dry up, and I'm going to be quite happy if that's the case, because he's a big arsehole. And then you've got Jack Hamilton to get the goal trail as well.
That is a
Big Jack's
tall,
gonna have- I
that's
know,
a tall front two.
That's a lively thing.
which is why I got Greenock Morton's goalkeeper to shell the ball up the pitch.
I was going to say, yeah. Yeah, goalkeeper that kicked the ball 70 yards.
It is a big front too, but everybody's got decent centre halves.
I mean, it's no Titty Inge, is it?
not
So-
everybody.
Well, not everybody.
For a high ball, yes. Yes, they are limited, but for a high ball, they are.
Callum, I mean, seriously, like,
Just
what?
looked at the transfer market for Aaron Reid. He was at beat ahead for the first half on loan last season, so played 12 games. He got an assist and no goals. Came back to Aberdeen and went back out on loan to former Tyne United.
Fort Martin.
For Martin
Wow.
in the fucking Island League.
Did he score?
What was,
Oh,
what was your,
no.
Callum, coming into this, what was your tactic?
The boy had 49 names written down.
And they all got taken. I was hoping for Todorov.
You were first pick.
You picked before me.
I'm going to be
I
honest,
was hoping for
Callum.
Todorov.
Nikolai Todorov is not fixing that team. Like,
He's
the
better
thing,
than
Tom,
Aaron Reid.
You started off
Yeah.
by picking last season Partick Thistle's second choice goalkeeper, and their first choice goalkeeper's not been picked yet.
Because I was saving Partick for the wingers.
Deary me.
It's a good laugh.
did you not pick the Partick goalie, though?
No, if it
Nah,
Falkirk's
you
goal,
picked
Falkirk.
Snedden's moved.
David's
Oh, Stevens at Falkirk. Right,
Babe
okay.
Academy chat is entered.
Yeah. Living a
Oh,
lie.
yeah.
It's
Deary me.
Richard Park.
So I have to confess a little something now as well and say that there was a little bit of tactical picking on my part, because this is now going to go to a vote on social media for Raith Rovers fans, most of whom have never heard of most of the players that are in your teams, boys. So I've got Regan Tumulty, I've got Brad Spencer, I've got Lewis Vaughan and Paul Hanlon, and they've all heard of Callum Ferry because he fucking kept us out last season, and they all hate Mason Hancock and Lewis McCann. So I think I've got a shout here.
Well, I've
I
got
believe you played
fans'
for the
favourite Dylan Easton and fans' favourite Kevin Dabrowski. So
It's true. It's very true. Big Kev will get you
Take
some
it we're all
votes, I'm
just
not gonna lie.
jumping in saying that
Yeah,
our
Robbie's
Rovers
got
players
my
are
vote.
fans' favourites.
I mean, certainly one of mine in
I'm
particular
a fan. They're my
is a
favourites.
fan.
To be fair, Sam Stanton's my favourite, so yeah, we'll go with that.
No
Yeah.
one burning inshallah. That's what
So-
my team is.
So is
Barry,
it, is
Barry
it true?
Maguire has a big travelling support.
Is it true you can only put 4 teams, 4 options up on a poll?
What was that, Graham?
Is it true you can only put 4 options up on a poll on Twitter?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what?
Just
teams
agree now
have you
to
not
save
mentioned?
Callum the embarrassment.
No, come on. No, come on. No.
But like the 5 Cup, somebody has to play Burnt Island Shipyard first.
Can you know, just put his team in the comments bit and just go, and this was the other one.
Oh my god.
You know what it's like? It's the episode of The Simpsons where they're playing that card game outside, and it's like, haha, you got the dud. And they all just start laughing. And it's just like, hey, it looks like you, Point Dexter. And they point at my house. That's Callum's team.
I'm just looking at the players who haven't been picked, and you could definitely put together.
Oh,
Oh, aye, 100%.
Definitely good.
I mean, Stone at United, you had Mason Hancock didn't get picked.
Blair's got Mason.
He
Callum
did.
Morrison.
Excuse me. Aye, right.
Oh, Hancock was picked.
Was it?
Excuse you.
Lewis
He was
McCann.
picked.
Or no, who's the boy McCann at Falkirk? The
Leon
left back?
McCann.
Leon.
Liam McCann. Aye.
Kyle
Understand.
Turner.
Wasn't picked.
Kyle Turner
Turner's
didn't get
there.
Wasn't
picked.
picked. Yeah.
Macbeth.
You could have had both.
King
You
Corner.
I've just googled.
could have had one of 3 centre halves.
Callum
I've just
Morrison.
googled Barry Maguire. Just Google
Aidan
Barry
Connolly.
Maguire. It turns out he's an 88-year-old folk singer.
Who?
You're in trouble, Duncan. Barry Maguire he's an 88-year-old folk singer.
To be fair, I've been calling him Barry Maguire the full time. It could be a different name. Wouldn't be the first time on
in
this
the middle
podcast.
of the park.
Playing in the midfield like it's.
I actually don't think there's a Barry Maguire that plays for Livingston.
Ah,
Oh no, there
it's-
is.
it's
There is.
Barry
is.
Maguire.
Maguire.
He plays for Hamilton. He was on loan at Kidderminster Harriers. The boy's got pedigree coming out his ears.
Oh, Hamilton is that? I thought it was Livingston.
That's why you can't find him.
Oh, that's right. You kept Teddy
Under
Young, didn't you?
21 caps.
2
He played
goals.
15 games for Queen of the
Hamilton,
South.
Hamilton announced their signing in capital letters, no less. There must have been.
Yeah,
pleased about
Hamilton, sketchy club like it's.
it. Oh, he was at
You would think
at Motherwell. That's right.
You'd think for getting a player on their sex offenders register this week that having 2 Twitter accounts, you would announce it on at least one. But it's just a minor
just
statement on the
swept that,
website.
didn't
Swept that one under the rug very quietly.
Oh, we could have had Dean Linus in goals.
No, thank you. Callum?
Callum, it could have been worse. It could have been worse, Callum.
It could have been worse. I could have had Emmett in goal.
Jamie Barjonas is still.
If I know that. If
Yeah.
I know
Ben
that
Williamson
the
could have
goal was
been sent off for you.
deliberately chosen worse players.
Hamilton
By the way, there is some.
had a few
There is
decent players
I mean,
left.
we never picked Lewis Stevenson.
You could have had Nathan Shaw and his Playmobil haircut.
Could have had Joe Chalmers.
We could be here all night.
Nathan Shaw looks like
Right.
someone.
That's at the mention of Joe Chalmers, the championship player I think starts to come to a close.
I have to say though that Callum, I mean, I know you're taking a lot of stick here, mate, but see the moment you were at centre midfield and you went Greenock Morton and picked out of 4, so you had Owen Muffet, Cameron Blues, Grant Gillespie, and Ian Wilson to pick from, and you picked Grant Gillespie
Because
That
he's
was
the
the
only
wrong
one I've heard
answer.
of. He's
Yeah, it
the
was
only
the
one
wrong
I've heard
answer.
of.
To be fair to Callum, I think
the pass last season.
I rate Callum's centre back choices. I think like Stanger's a really good option in there. Who was the other
Good
one that
effort.
you had there,
4
Callum?
days.
Fordyce.
Fordyce, aye.
Fordyce is a good pick.
Aye.
At least you got
I
one
think
good
he was
player.
second or third in my centre halves. Third in my
Two.
centre halves.
Oh my
Just
god!
the
It's
way
a
that
good
it was
laugh.
formatted, but yeah, George Stanger was literally at the bottom of all the centre halves I had on this list.
Just
Kyle
making
Turner.
it easier for you guys.
I love it, Kyle Turner.
Yep, good player left.
Kyle Turner's in as a central midfielder.
Aye,
Could
you
have picked
couldn't
him. I could have picked him as a winger.
Right, we
Right,
calling
boys.
that there.
Yes, I think so.
Sure,
There we are. So now it's
Fantastic.
over to the listeners to pick which one wins.
And score predictions for each team against each team.
And which one loses?
Or they can just turn around and go, that was a big pile of shit. Don't do it again, guys.
Yeah.
Aye, boys, I listened for about
Don't
10
let
minutes
Callum
and
back on the
I
show.
couldn't cope anymore.
We'll maybe have to come back at the end of the season and just have an overview. How did these teams get on? Like, who was the
Oh, that's a
who
good
were the
shout.
standouts?
I am fully looking forward to Marco Roos getting released by October.
Yeah.
Aaron Reid
Never to be
15
seen
goals.
again.
I'm just really in a year's time, Callum going, "Fuck is Aaron Reid? This is I picked Aaron Reid. Who's Aaron Reid? For Martin's 4th top goal scorer."
By the way,
Aye.
it's
Right, so
actually
this-
it's worth. I think we should also probably put the list up so that folk can have a look and try and do their own team.
Aye.
But it's worth actually just having a look through the squads that are there. So we basically worked off a list tonight of Scott
Which-
had kind of put together centre
Credit to Scott
midfielders,
for doing it.
centre defenders. I mean, it's a bit of work, but he's divided it up per team, and you realise just how dross Dunfermline look. Livingston.
You could,
There's a few teams that just don't look great.
if you did, you could potentially as well go along with this and pause after the final
could
one of our
always
picks
go, like,
if you were that desperate and
The
see
sixth,
how you
and
get on
each
because I'm
one.
sure there is a squad out there. Aye.
It's generally, especially Blair and Scott, you look at the midfield and you've got Sean Byrne, Scott Brown, Sam Stanton, Ross Matthews. They're like your Rovers players that are in there. Kai Montague's there as well, right? But take those 4 and then look at all the other midfielders that are listed. Like, who's kind of in that class? I mean,
There's
honestly, not
Kyle
you and
Turner.
Otto, I think is good enough. Brad Spencer's a decent player.
Yeah.
Kyle Turner.
Frizzell.
But then you start going through and it's like,
Grant Gillespie.
Yeah.
there's not.
Grant
There's
Gillespie.
not
There's
Grant
no Grant
Gillespie for the
Gillespie.
start. Yeah.
Grant Gillespie couldn't get a game for us in League One. Like,
He left on the
If you couldn't get a game for
before
Morton last season.
he was their captain.
kept out by Alan Power and his chronic knees.
Jeez.
Deary me. Right, well, I think we will leave it there before we berate Callum any further. Actually, to be fair, why stop recording and then keep berating Callum?
That's
I'm leaving the moment this recording ends.
Very interesting picks, to say the least. And I think we'll be back on Sunday. I think there is a plan for a more kind of traditional football-y type podcast after the game against East Fife on Saturday, and to talk a bit about the players that have joined the Rovers since, some of whose names have popped up, but we'll get a good decent chat with them.
I think we're up to about like 6 signings now since we last did a podcast. We've got half a team.
And I think then from that point on, I think
fantastic.
We'll start falling back into more of a kind of regular rhythm, and maybe 1 or 2 more kind of special episodes to come. But
Nice.
yeah, I really enjoyed that. That was very good fun. And
No, it wasn't.
Not sure how
Thanks
good it is to listen to.
Callum didn't have a good time yet.
I did not.
thanks to Scott for doing the list, and thank you to Graeme for
I've not taken the praise.
and to
It was
Cammy
fun.
for
Cammy
coming
did
up with
it.
the concept and running the show. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed listening to that. Feel free to berate Callum on the Twitter and in the YouTube comments.
Please,
As well.
please don't berate Callum. Please don't berate
No,
Callum. We
please,
don't need
please
anyone going to Callum
do.
and mentioning
Do it, but in the comments of my YouTube video so that I get algorithm.
Aye. We should do that as an act of kindness. Promote Callum's YouTube in the comments as well, just to sort of
Why
make sure
does
that's
this matter?
along.
There's many people watching.
Literally
For
any algorithm would have
As
come
shown
up with a better
tonight,
than
you
me.
can go too.
Is Aaron Reid a subscriber?
YouTube algorithm.
He better be at this point.
Should be. The boy's never had such good PR in his life.
This boy's going to turn out to be brilliant, eh?
To be
I
fair,
hope so.
Right, we will leave it there.
that
Thank
team
you,
is so
everybody.
dirty, it should be OnlyFans, not bloody YouTube, I tell you. It's awful.
Goodbye.
I'm
Thank
the
you.
happy package.